Look at that, it's a rainbow. It's a freaking whatchamacallit. We've got the, we're on the Grateful Dead bus to Esteli. The party bus, the whatchamacallit, the Partridge Family. We're on the Partridge Family party bus. Bueno. Get a little Michael Jackson going, baby. Little Michael Jackson. Just spank it. Spank it. Just spank it. Okay. Oh, look at those behind you. Those are just beautiful.
You sure as heck can't do a market without doing market food. By far and away the freshest, cheapest, best food you will eat anywhere. You got to give it a try. Don't worry about the sanitary conditions and refrigeration and all these things. It's good, fresh food, fill you up, and costs next to nothing. Beautiful. Okay, so bear with me on this one. I don't have a lot of video or pics of this story, but it's definitely worth telling. Before we left on our trip, Kim and I discovered a small little, I don't know what it was. It was a bump in my crotch. And I didn't want to tell Kim about it because the last trip we had taken to Guatemala and Belize, I was suffering with MRSA, which is a whole different story unto itself. But here's the deal. As the trip progressed, this thing that started out the size of a peanut soon became about the size of a ping pong ball and was causing me a great bit of discomfort. So one morning I'm leaving our hotel room and I see 2 doors down from us a urologist. So I walk in there and it's a Sunday morning or Saturday morning. I couldn't believe they were open. And I walked in and talked to the nurse and she said, "Oh yeah, the doctor will be right out. He'll check you out." So I waited and he came out in his basically pajamas and his white doctor's coat and asked me what was wrong, and I explained it all to him. He examined it and he said, "Okay, that's cool. What do you want to do?" And I said, "I don't know, doc. Yeah, what do you want to do?" And he said, "I don't know." He said, "Let's cut it." So he sent his nurse out to try to find all the necessary stuff because he really wasn't set up for surgery in his little office. And she came back and said she couldn't get all the necessary tools. So he said, "That's fine. We'll just jump into my truck and I'll take you to the hospital and we'll get an operating room and do it there." And at this point we can pick it up with a little bit of video and come back to some voice overlay.
Alright, here we are at the hospital. I'd gone to a doctor this morning because I got like some cyst or something growing in places that will remain unknown to the public, but it's gotten like 10 times worse since we left the States. So we're here in Matagalpa and I decided to go to a doctor this morning, and we were going to try to cut it and lance it and get it all going this morning, but we couldn't because he couldn't get the proper stuff to do it in the office. So he brought us to the hospital. The doctor drove us in his own car all the way up the mountain. Kim's not very happy about the whole thing, but And now we're waiting at the hospital until they prepare a room to cut this thing out of me, or lance it and drain it, or whatever. I don't know. So it's pretty cool. You normally don't go to the hospital overseas or out of the country, so we're pretty lucky to experience this. This isn't something most people get to experience. So hopefully, maybe I'll even do a little filming while I'm in the operating room. That'd be cool as hell.
Okay, so dig this. I'm in this operating room that you see the floor there. This thing has not been scrubbed in months. There's blood. There's just all sorts of disgusting stuff all over the place. And to my left, which you can't see, there is some dude laying on a gurney. And I'm just going, bro, would you please just breathe, shake, cough, sneeze? I don't care. Whatever. So they're sitting here. There's the mercurochrome or whatever iodine solution. They're getting ready to cut me, and I'm not the biggest stud about stuff like this, so I'm starting to get a little lightheaded. You know, this place is totally unsanitary. It's great. And there's Doc. He's putting it on. Now he's putting all this mercurochrome on me, or whatever. And about this point, I start getting a little lightheaded, as you can tell. But here's the bottom line on it. Dude lances this thing, claims that about 400 cc's of whatever came out. And he says, I'm going to leave it open so that it can drain, which makes sense to me. And after we're finished, he pats me on the back. You know, I had no painkiller or anything for all of this. He pats me on the back and says, okay, we're good to go. And I'm in a little bit of pain, so he drives us back to his office, and gives me antibiotics out of his stash, and gives me painkillers. And so we're getting ready to settle up. Now, I've been with this guy for about 3 hours, maybe 4 hours now. And I say, you know, doctor, how much do I owe you? And I can see the wheels spinning. He's thinking, you know, I'm gonna jack this gringo. And he says 1,200 cordovas, which, I mean, that sounds like a lot of money, but in reality, that's $60 American. And I probably could have beat him down to 40 on the deal, but I said, what the heck, man? It's a good deal for you. It's a good deal for me. And lo and behold, I paid him $60, and it's been over a year since, or about a year since this took place, and I've had no further complications. That's a beautiful thing. All right, so we're heading home. Bottom line, and I'm not a big bottom line guy, but we did a month, 4 weeks in Nicaragua, and it was $1,200 per person, inclusive everything: airfare, transportation, food, internet, the works. Come on, America. There's a better way to travel. Give it a try. I love you guys.